Hello guys, thank you so much for tuning in this video. Now this video I want us to look at the light motor vehicle components and controls. Now I understand that a typical exam is about 8 of these questions and you are required to get at least 6 for you to pass this portion of the exam. Now the one that I want us to look at, this is just for revision purposes. So this one is 10, right? This one is 10 questions, so we're gonna be looking at this one. So we are having what is called the pass on first attempt K53 light motor vehicle components learner's guide. So this is the document that I want us to look at. So here are some of the typical questions that you are likely to encounter in an exam. So what we have done is that we have put these questions in one document so that you'll be able to understand and be able to comprehend these things. So basically what we are saying is that for component 1, these are the most likely questions that you are likely to encounter. So if you are to marry these questions with this answer, I believe that you can pass that exam. So the exam is 1 hour, right? So you have to portion your time accordingly. So if you are able to understand this control portion of the exam and do it quickly, you can then give more time to other areas so that you can be able to finish your exam without leaving other questions. So here's the document. So obviously we're going to go through this document together, and if you're interested in this document, just go in the link below. You find a link where you can download this document. So here is an exam. We are going to be looking at this exam right soon after understanding the document. So we have specially prepared this document so that it will make it easier for you to understand these things. It will make it easier for you to read this portion of the exam. Now this document is like this. Here is we have the component, and here is the most likely questions to be asked on that control. So here is control 1, right? So control 1, so what is control 1? Control 1 is this. So control 1 is what we call the center rear view mirror. Okay, so the center rear view mirror is the control 1, and here are the most likely questions to be asked on control 1. So each time you see this question, know that your answer is 1, and what is 1 is that is the center rear view mirror. Okay, so what are the functions of the center rear view mirror? So it is used to see what is in the rear of the vehicle. So here are the questions that are likely to be asked on control 1, which is the center rear view mirror, and these are: which control is used before changing the speed of the vehicle? That is the center rear view mirror. Why? Because the driver has to see what is coming at his rear so that he can make the appropriate speed changes, and also another question that can be asked on control 1, this is the question: which control is used before applying the brakes in order to slow down or stop? So a driver right has to see what is at the back of this vehicle. Is there a car that is coming? If the car is coming at high speeds, therefore the driver has to apply the brake cautiously so that does not cause a collision. So what you need to know is that before the driver will apply the brakes in order to slow down or stop, the driver has to look at the rear, and he uses the center rear view mirror to see what is coming at the back. Okay, so just imagine this, that you are driving in front of a truck, right? And for some reason you are making a very sudden braking in the middle of the road. Obviously you will not give that truck enough stopping distance for it to stop before hitting you. So that's one of the things that you need to consider. So the driver has to look at the rear of his vehicle and see what is coming behind, so that he can judge the distance between his car and the vehicle that is behind, and also so that he can know if it is safe for him to apply brakes, because the vehicles that are in the road, they are moving at high speed, and there has to be a minimum distance between two vehicles, right? So basically what I'm saying is that if you are driving, you're driving in the road, right? So first of all, you should look at the center rear view mirror and see the distance between the car that is following you and your car. Can allow you to apply brakes and still allow the car that is behind you to also apply his or her brakes without colliding into your own vehicle. So basically that's what you are saying. Now let's move on to control number 2. So here is the control 2, which is a window wiper. Okay, so if the question says which control is used to clean the front windscreen of the vehicle, it's going to be control 2, which is the window wiper. And also if the question says when driving in the rain the following control is used, that's also control 2. Now you see how this document actually classifies these things. So we have made these things so that it'll be easy for you. In more of our future videos, just stay tuned when I'll be releasing these documents, right? So there is also one on road rules and another one on road signs. So basically the intent is just to make this thing easier and faster for you to understand. Okay, so here are the most likely questions to be asked on control 2. And what is control 2? That is a window wiper. Okay, so control 2 is used in the rain, right? Control 3, what is control 3? That is the left and the right rear view mirror. So here's the question that we have found. Here it is: which control would you use to look what is on the right hand rear side of your vehicle? That is control 3. Control 4, here are the questions that you are likely to be asked on control 4. Which control is used to change the direction of the vehicle? What is control 4? Now let's go back to our diagram so that we can appreciate these things while giving you a diagram to look at. So here's control 4, right? Control 4 is our steering wheel. So the question reads again: which control is used to change direction of the vehicle? So the steering wheel is used for steering, right? So it is used for changing the direction of the vehicle. If the question also say which control is used to steer the vehicle to the left or the right, that is to the steering wheel. And also the question will say the following control is used to turn, it's also the steering wheel. Okay, so if you are studying these things, I want you to understand and the answer that you're supposed to be finding. Okay, so here's the question and here's the answer that you're supposed to find for you to get a correct on that question. Now let's look at control 5. What is control 5? Control 5 is our indicator light switch. So let's go back again to the diagram. So here's control 5. So that's our indicator light switch. You pull it down just a bit to indicate that you're turning to the right, and you raise it up just a bit to indicate that you're turning to the left. So what questions are combined with control 5? So if the question says which control is used before changing direction of a vehicle, that's control 5. The question also says which control is used to advise other road users of your intentions to stay to the left or to the right, or to turn to the left or to the right. That is to the indicators. So you use the indicators just before changing the direction of the vehicle, and you also use the indicators to advise other road users of your intentions to steer the vehicle either to the left or to the right. I hope you're understanding this, guys. If you are, just give this video a like, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel, right, for more exciting contents like this. Now let's move on to control 6. Which control is used to select a gear? Control 6. So control 6, yes, the control 6, that is the gear lever, right? So control 6 is the gear lever. So the gear lever is used to select a gear. Okay, so if the question says which control is used when selecting a gear, just know that's the gear lever, and that's control 6. Now control 7. Now let's look at control 7 and get to appreciate it. So here's the control 7, right? So that's a handbrake, right? So that's a handbrake. Now moving back to our question. So if the question says which control is used to ensure that your parked vehicle does not move, now mind you, the handbrake is used to keep the vehicle stationary, right? So this control is used to ensure that the parked vehicle does not move. So if another question says which control is used to keep the vehicle stationary after parking, that's also control 7. Now if the question also says which control is used when parking or leaving a vehicle unattended, that's also the handbrake. Now if the question says which control that must be used to ensure that the vehicle remains stationary, that's also the handbrake. Now there is one common factor about these questions. What you need to know is that here we are talking about a vehicle that is not moving. We are not stopping a vehicle. Here we are just stopping a stopped vehicle from moving, right? So here we are not stopping a vehicle. So that's what differentiates it from the brakes, which is our pedal brakes, which are operated right by the right foot. The hand brake is different from the brakes in that the hand brake stops an already stopped vehicle from moving, right? So it will keep a stopped vehicle stationary, okay? However, the brakes are used to stop a vehicle or to reduce speed, okay? So one denominator fact about these questions is that this is used for a parked vehicle, right? So here we are mostly talking about a parked vehicle. So here is a parked vehicle, right? Okay, now let's look at control 8. Now what is control 8? Now let's go back to our diagram. So this is control 8, which is the clutch. Now control 9 is the brakes, and control 10 is the accelerator. But here we want to look at control 8, which we have said is the clutch. So what questions would you likely to encounter on the clutch? First question, which control is used to avoid the vehicle stalling just before coming to a complete standstill? So anytime you hear about a vehicle stalling, just know that there was probably an inappropriate use of the clutch by the driver. So the clutch is used to stop the vehicle from stalling, okay? Now the clutch is also used when engaging or disengaging gears. So when the question says the control which assists the driver when engaging or disengaging gears is, it has to be the clutch, which is control 8. Now if also the question says which control is used to avoid the vehicle stalling just before coming to a complete stop, it seems like there is a repeat on this question, but that is also control 8. Now if the question says which control is not found in an automatic vehicle, that is also control 8. Now we don't have the clutch in an automatic vehicle, right? Then let's look at control 9. Now like I said before, control 9 is the brakes, right? And I've explained the difference between the hand brakes and the brakes. I have met some people that get confused on that, okay? So the brakes are used to stop the vehicle or reduce the speed of the vehicle. Now if the question says to stop your vehicle you must use number 8, which is the brakes. If also the question says which controls is used to stop the vehicle in an emergency, right, that is control 9. Here we are stopping an already moving vehicle, right? So it's not a hand brake. Hand brake is not used to stop an already moving vehicle. Essentially it is used to keep a vehicle stationary. Coming back to the brakes, it also says which control is used to decrease speed or stop, that's also the brakes. And also another question which says in order to bring the vehicle to a complete standstill, what control would you use? Here we are bringing an already moving vehicle to a standstill. We use brakes, which is control 9. I don't need to go back to that diagram because I've already showed you. Now control 9, the question that are accompanied with control 9, which is the accelerator. The following control is used to accelerate your vehicle, and when you talk about acceleration, you're talking about increasing speed. So that's the accelerator. The speed of the vehicle can be increased by control 10. Okay, understand how it can be easy because we have broken down these things, right? Now we're breaking down this control and we give you the question that you are likely to encounter on those control. Now if you master the control and the question that can come, I believe that you can get an 8 out of 8, 100% on the vehicle control portion of the exam. Now let's look at control 11. Let's go back to that diagram again. Here's control 11, right? So control 11 is the horn. So the question that you are likely to encounter on control 11 is the following control is used to alert other road users in order to avoid a collision. So that's control 11, right? It's used to alert other road users because when you are beeping on the horn, it will alert other road users to avoid a collision. Okay, now there are some procedures that will require you to use more than one controls, and we're gonna look at those ones, right? Okay, so if the question says which control or controls is or are used to see what is on the rear or sides of the vehicle, right? So let's go back to our diagram here. Remember, to see what is in the rear, use this one, but to see what is on the sides of the rear, use this one. So this one is the right and the left rear view mirror, and this one is the center rear view mirror. So we have 1 and 3. 1 and 3 are used to see what is on the rear side of the vehicle, right? Now let's look at also this question. In order to change a gear, you must use control 6 and 8. Now each time you want to change a gear, first of all you have to use two controls. Use the clutch and the gear lever. You press on the clutch to disengage gears, gear lever to select a gear. But remember, control 6 is used when selecting a gear. Control 6 is used when selecting a gear here. Now if also the question says which control or controls are used when changing from one gear to another, that's also changing gear, right? So it's also the gear lever and the clutch. Now if the question says which control must you use when there is a sharp turn in the road, here we're talking about a sharp turn. Or if the question says to turn a sharp curve in the road, you use. So here there's a sharp turn or a sharp curve. If there's a sharp turn or a sharp curve, each time you see a question like that, you use 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So use 1, 6, 8, 9, 10. So guys, this is what we call the pass on your first attempt K53 light motor vehicle command and control complete learner's guide. Okay, so here are some questions. Obviously I'm not going to get into them in this video, so just watch out for the next video. That's when I'll be able to get into these questions. So thank you so much guys for watching. I hope this thing has blessed you, right? Now if you want to get in touch with me and get some of these documents, right, just get in touch with me on WhatsApp. Just WhatsApp that number on the screen and I'll be sure to get back to you. Now thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you subscribe to this channel and give this video a like if this content has helped you a lot. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.